In Finding Carter, Kathryn plays a teen who discovers the woman she's called mom isn't her mom at all. She's her kidnapper.
Well, tell me a little bit about what appealed to you about the premise, because I was watching the series and I thought this kind of appeals to a fantasy I think every teenager has had at some point. They're like, this is not my real family. Like, I must have been kidnapped into this family.
Yeah, well, I've never wished that I was adopted. Or like, even when I've like not gone on with my parents, I've never thought maybe I was adopted or
even
anything.
for a second,
It'd
or
be
maybe
a nightmare.
wanted to be.
Like, I think maybe even if teenagers think they want that,
right.
if it happened, you must think you're like crazy. You're like, wait, but no, I remember, like, this was my thing. And I think that's the whole thing with Carter as well.
Exactly.
She just like stops being able to trust anything.
I just want to go home.
You will. It's gonna be to a different home and a different mother.
I didn't think I had any other family.
Is that what she told you, the monster that stole you from us?
He wasn't a monster.
What were you like as a teenager?
I wasn't like perfect, but I didn't really. I hated being younger because I felt like no one took me seriously ever.
You want to be grown up already.
Right. And what I think is so great about like Carter's relationship with her original, like her kidnapper mom, is that her mom never treated her like you see in flashbacks later in the season, but you can just get a feeling for it anyway. Her mom never treated her like she was a kid.
Right.
So she never acted like she was a kid.
Yeah. Well, and you're a fabulous photographer in addition to acting. And you did this really cool photo series I'd love to talk to you about to kind of raise awareness about the growing problem of homelessness in London, especially among young people. So can you tell me a little bit about that project and where the seed of the idea came from?
You get kind of desensitized to seeing homeless people.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like trying to shock people back into that. And I thought like the only way I could get that recognition, like faint recognition in a face, was to use people who had been in the media in some way, like musicians or actors or like models or something. And so I used some of my friends in those industries, and we basically made them look like they were like really having a rough time, like they weren't healthy. And I photographed them so they almost looked irrecognizable, but it just had that faint sense of recognition.
Well, thank you so much for coming by today. I can't wait to see how the show progresses.
Thank you.
And be sure to tune in to Finding Carter every Tuesday night on MTV.